Hello and welcome in. I am Miss Kinghorn and we are back here in Twin Creek Zoo. Yeah, we are a little bit early. Well, we're a week early. Essentially, I looked at the calendar and sort of my diary and then thought, hang on, we've got the big Sims 4 update coming out on the 14th of March, and then we've got the big new expansion pack coming out on the 16th. So I kind of wanted to be done with this zoo before then, and the only way we can do that is essentially to speed up. And so after just creating a new banner saying we're doing videos every 2 weeks, we are now going to have them every week. Just for the end of this, essentially. So we've got two more habitats with this one. No, 3 including this one habitats to do in there, and then I do want to give a bit of a tour at the end as well. So there's 3 more videos after this one, and then the zoo will be done, and then we can get on to our family homes, babies, infants, you know, all of those wonderful little things. Right then, let's have a look about here. So this is going on the top section. You've got the saltwater crocodile the other side of this path. So there's a little bridge that goes over the water, and you can just see the crocodile's habitat in there. So it's just sort of at the top, at the back. So it's like the end last habitat. I've kind of done like a double sort of figure of 8 really around this zoo, with like the crocodiles being in like the middle part of that. So you're going to be able to walk around kind of all of them in there, which I think is going to be quite a nice. It's obviously a small zoo. We don't have that many animals. It's not very big, but what we do have, I think we've done quite well, if I do say so myself. I've got to be honest. At least I like it. But let me know in the comments down below, would you go to the zoo? Let me know. But yeah, so we are currently building a little bit of a wall, which is then going to have a fence that we're going to work on as well. So we've got the stalactites kind of coming along that sort of back section. They're just going to break up sort of your view so that you can't sort of see down too far into the kangaroo and koala habitat. I do actually put a fence. There is a viewing area up there, but there is a fence over that as well. I don't think I show that off in the cinematics, but you'll see it in the tour at the end. So a couple more weeks and you'll be able to see all of that in there. But yes, this is now on the other side of the bridge, just adding this first little stage, and then we kind of build up on top of this once we get the other fences in. So you can sort of see we are coming up to where the sort of the viewing area, sort of the indoor area is for the crocodiles, into there as well. So this is going to be a bigger fence that runs along the back into here as well. So we're kind of just doubling that mesh up into there and getting that one in, just so that it's got that nice little security, safety sort of fence that we can have around here as well. And then this is going to be on this side. There is a staff path that's going to come up the side of here as well, so that they can get to their building. I don't show you all of this, and ta-da! It's all done. Yeah, I don't show you all this, ta-da! Yeah. And now this is the sort of fence along the front, which is where the viewing is going to be. So this is kind of the only viewing into this habitat. It is quite sort of thin and long, but you do get some good views going back. I've been quite careful when I did the planting, you'll see later on, about how I kind of do the planting, because I want you to be able to see across the habitat. So although it does tier sideways, as it were, in sort of our different sort of platform, terraform sort of areas with that you can see everything really well from the path. And I did walk up and down that path so many times, checking it all out, which you're thankful that I cut out because it took a while. Right then, so just doing these little fence in here so you can sort of see, using the Australian wooden pieces. I don't think we've used them in this zoo in the past. I don't think I've actually really used them at all in the past, but they have a nice little sort of look and feel to them in there. Right then, as you can see, that fence did go all the way along, but as I said, I'm cutting quite a bit out because it was too long. And then I was kind of cutting it all out, and then I got to probably about halfway through sort of editing this, and I looked at how much I had left, and I thought, okay, this is going to be a short one, but we've managed to actually, I put some of it back in, I've got to be fair. So I think we've managed to get it just up to our half an hour sort of mark, which is, I think, okay. Anywhere sort of between like 20 to 30 minutes, I feel is a pretty decent sort of amount of time. I think we are just over that. I think it's something like 32, 33 minutes, something like that. But I don't know. Let me know, how long would you watch a video for? Because I've seen some videos in Planet Zoo that are on there for like an hour, and they seem to have pretty decent views. So are you okay with that? Or, I mean, could I make them longer? Could I make them shorter? I don't know. You decide. What should I do? Because I really don't know. But I feel like something like this, sort of half an hour, is about right. It's kind of what I aim for when I'm editing. But it's you decide at the end of the day if you want to watch or not. Right. So we're working on this little hard shelter area. So we've kind of got this hole in the fence here. We do fix all of that, but we do have our animals in. And I did actually get quite a few of them, I've got to be fair, which is a little bit more than what I was expecting, but they could all go together. But you'll find out later on when we come to the animal facts that I'm not entirely sure they are supposed to all go together. But anyway, we do have quite a few. I think there's like 10 in here, if I'm remembering correctly. I think we have 5 females and 5 males. So it is quite a lot all in here together, which is why we had this sort of extra hard shelter space put in. So very much in the theme of all of the other builds and buildings that we have around the place, and sort of using those European bridge pieces, which I use all the time in the zoo, because they work so well in there. And it's trying to get this hard shell to work in here. I did want a little bit of a door just to come through, just in there. Trying to work out what I need to edit and delete. There we go. So that's going to be your entranceway, and then one more section in here. So it's going to be quite a nice sort of rectangle building in here. I don't do anything sort of fancy with the roof like we did with the others. I've just kept it quite simple, and I've actually put the stone on the roof, which is a little bit different to normal. I would normally use like the wooden sort of pieces, but for this build I thought we would go for a lot more sort of stone sort of coming through. And I've also put up the top here some staff buildings. You'll see those in the cinematics at the end. There is quite a few. So I've got the vet building, the quarantine, I think I've got keeper hut and a staff room, because we didn't have the vet building up here. It was kind of just like a placeholder one down by the entrance, which was quite a long way away. And the same for the staff buildings and things like that. They are down in sort of under the viewing area for the kangaroo and all of those down under there, and it was quite a bit of a trek to get up to here, so I thought I'd make a nice little staff area up the top here, and I've kind of made it into a little bit of a sort of a area more than just a couple of buildings. So I've placed some kind of like a dung heap, if we can even call it that, kind of little straw area, which some of it is a bit dirty and some of it is sort of clean, that's fresh bedding for the animals and things like that as well. But you'll see that, as I say, in the cinematic shots at the end. And there, right, so coming back to this building, we're slowly building it all up. The floor is now in, and we're ready for the individual little pens. So I create 4 pens in here, plus obviously like a big section in the middle, which they can all sort of use, things like that. So very sort of simple, boxy. I don't place anything like above them, so it's just these wooden little sort of slats to come into here, and then little sort of doors maybe to close them all off. I would feel that they would be able to like jump over this, but it kind of works. I think we could probably get away with it into here, and obviously it doesn't matter if they all sort of socialise all together, they're outside as it is anyway. So copy and pasting really all of this. Oh, there we go, thank you very much. And naturally the arrows are never in the right place because we've not used actual solid wall pieces per se, we've used a lot of panels and things like that. It's just going to be easier to redo. Yeah. There we go, copy and paste little bits all together into here. Right then, so there is your 4 sort of areas, and just going to get some sort of bedding and things like that in here as well. So very simple, a little food trough in here. The water, I didn't actually get the water in here. I think we ended up with a couple of the little bowls. I think we do have a big trough outside as well, which is another reason why having a staff building at the top here was very important, because obviously they need to fill that up all the time. Alright then, now trying to get this into place up here. So just slide that in just there with the mesh fence that we already have, and now decide I want to have a little bit of a balcony kind of on the front here. Have a little bit of a raised, well, not necessarily a raised area, but a little bit of a covered area in here as well. So taking those, and you can see we've done a nice simple little section just in there, copy and pasting all of this all the way along to there. We do actually get rid of the one in the middle, I've got to be honest, because it just didn't really work. So I have that one in there. Into here, coming through. And there, and I think we get rid of the one in the middle and just have a larger sort of opening, because otherwise they wouldn't have been able to get into the actual building, because the column and the transversal area, you know, the joys that can play. These animals do have quite a big sort of area to get around. Alright, a couple more just going that way, just a bit of support coming through into there. Right, and then I think it's going to be a case of popping the roof up. So that's basically all that's going to be inside. We do get some lighting, but I think we show you that in just a second. There you go, if by magic. And then yeah, just a sort of row of these going all the way across the top into here. Right, so let me go, 5 of them, and then the roof. So this roof, as I say, is going to go into here. Quite simple, sort of normal roof that we've got in lots of the other sort of buildings around here in there. And obviously, because I can never build something the right size, it's slightly off on one side, but we do fix that. Right, and then this is just the little overhang. It's got a 1 meter sort of section just sort of over the top. Alright then, and that is literally all we do. We just have the roof sort of walls coming in here as well. We have to put these in a custom place over here because, well, as I said earlier, I can't build anything properly. Right, so a little bit of trim work, I think, going in on the top here. So just to sort of neaten the edges up of this. So we just have this wooden sort of trim coming around on the top of the roof into here. And we do actually keep that following the eave of the roof as well, and to get that to come all the way through. Right, so when we go back into The Sims 4, what kind of builds do you want to see? Do you want to see sort of big family homes? Do you want to see apartments, starter homes? What kind of thing are you looking forward to? And especially with the new pack as well. And obviously the update, it comes out just before it. In here, we will be coming back to Planet Zoo once we've kind of had a little bit of a break. If any of you follow me over on Twitch, you'll know I've actually stopped streaming Planet Zoo on Thursdays because it's just too much Planet Zoo for me, and I'm kind of feeling not necessarily burnt out, that's probably the wrong word, but you know when you do something too much, it kind of takes away the enjoyment of it. And that's definitely something that's happened with sort of Planet Zoo at the moment. I'm working on this zoo. We obviously have our blueprint builds and our silver oak, and it was just a bit too much, and I was kind of feeling like I didn't really want to do any of it. So I thought we're just going to stop silver oak for the time being, but it will come back, and we'll get on with the canine house that we have got, that we were planning just before I took that break. But I can't tell you when at the moment because I don't know. You'll have to stick around and find out. Follow me over on Twitch to find out more. So, the animal of the video, this is obviously the red-necked wallaby. They are common in the more temperate parts of eastern Australia, including Tanzania. The red-necked wallabies have been introduced to several other countries, including New Zealand, the UK, Ireland, France and Germany. They are listed as being of least concern by the IUCN, and this is one point that I didn't really understand. They are mainly solitary, but will gather together when there is an abundance of resources such as food, water and shelter. But the game allows you to place quite a few of them all together, but they're solitary animals. So for me, I feel like there should only be like maybe 1 or 2, possibly like maybe up to 4 in an area, but this basically says you can have quite a few, so I don't really know what's going on. Right, so coming up, you've got the sort of more sort of stalactites. We had a little bit of more sort of ridge coming through in here with some planting, sort of some taller kind of plants coming through into there. You then got all of the rock work and some more planting for the actual habitat. But I shall leave you here and I'll see you back just before the screenshots. But until then, sit back and enjoy. Bye for now. Right then, what do you all think? Let me know in the comments down below. If you have enjoyed this video, then please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You all mean so very much to me, as we're a teeny tiny little channel but growing, hopefully with more and more of you lovely people coming in. You can also join me over on Twitch. I'm at misskinghorn builds, the same as here, and as I said earlier, there are some zoos over there as well that we are doing, plus obviously some Sims for content in there. But you can also join me on Twitter, where I'm over at misskinghorn, which is the same as my Hive if you are over there as well. or even join my Discord, which is the MKB Build Center. You don't have to be a builder to join. Anybody and everybody is welcome in there, but all of the links to those are in the description down below, so you can follow me everywhere. But for now, and I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all again really, really soon. But until then, have a good day. Alright, bye everyone!